Hey, what's going on, my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and today I'm going to share with you 5 things I think you should know about this upcoming new moon on August 11th, 2018. It's a very important, pivotal moon because currently you might feel a bit cut off, a bit listless, like a leaf in the wind, not feeling your greatest, because we're going through an important recalibration period leading to more of like a rebirth, a reemergence, a you version 2.0 is like ready. It's been created, and now it's just up to you to adjust yourself accordingly so that you become a true harmonious match for it. But a lot of the hard work is done, and we're just doing some fine-tuning, some readjusting, recalibrating right now. So even if you don't feel your best, don't sweat it. As this reading is going to show you, there's a lot to look forward to, and I'm very excited to get into this video more deeply right now. Before I do, real quick, let me just say, if you're new to my YouTube channel, it's a pleasure to have you here, genuinely. I appreciate your viewership, and I'm just glad you're here. I have a free gift for all of my new subscribers down below. It's a free meditation I made myself. It's for anyone going through the spiritual awakening process that is interested in coming into the realization of their own healing power of their mind. It's a guided meditation, but the whole point is to reveal to you that you are the one creating this experience, and you don't even need the meditation. It's just a little temporary tool. Something I made for myself I thought would be useful to many of you. Again, it's totally free. Check it out down below if you'd like. And with that said, I will get into number 1. Number 1, as I said, it's like a recalibration period, where it's almost like if you have an iPhone and it's going through a software update. As it's updating, you're unable to access all of the features. You can't go and surf the web for more information. So again, the potential that you might be temporarily blocked off from because you're going through an update. And it's very uncomfortable. There's probably nothing more that I can think of that feels more off and wrong than when we are disconnected from our source, from our light, from the truth and energy and essence of who we are. This awakening and ascension can have you going through periods where you are like, you really feel like you lost yourself. You're just cut off. You're just off your game on all ways, physically, mentally, emotionally. And it's maybe a lot of your spiritual practices that can predictably put you in the zone aren't putting you in the zone. And it's like, what's going on? It's just a recalibration. It's just temporary. And on the other side of this recalibration, it's like it's just an amazing, what you would imagine feeling like after a big reset. You fire up your cell phone once it's all updated and it's running more smoothly. There's new features, new abilities, new psychic senses, new opportunities. It looks nicer and more updated and contemporary, and that's kind of what's happening with you. So if you feel cut off right now, don't sweat it. You've been through this before. I know you have. And just remember what always happens on the other side of the recalibration. Number 2 is, I wrote down, getting clean. And what I mean by that, I'm not suggesting you're on hard drugs. Maybe you are. I love you anyway. What I'm saying is that you have cultivated a higher vibration than you're used to living and embodying. And certain things that may have flown just fine in the past, habits, behaviors, foods, substances, places you subject yourself to, certain content you allow into your consciousness, any input from this physical reality, you might have to start looking through it and deciding what is actually in harmony with this new you and what is not. You might find yourself having to kind of get clean off of any impurities, all relative to you and where you're at. This is not to say everyone needs to be doing X, Y, and Z, but you need to be doing your own version of your ideal in this moment on your journey of X, Y, and Z. And the way you do this is very simple. You might find that something you're doing or eating or consuming or being around it's starting to have an obvious effect on your state of being. It can make you feel blocked up, clogged up, severed off, pinched off, discontent, and unable to operate at your potential. You'll feel like a suffocating type of feeling when you're doing or around this particular thing. For me, this is happening with weed, marijuana. I don't really smoke hardly ever, but I went to a rock show a couple nights ago and I had a little bit. I took like one little hit off a bowl, and it's not, I'm not saying anything bad about marijuana. I'm a big fan of it, and it was really helpful to me in my life for many years, but it just has been having an effect of just, like for me, like suppressing my consciousness in a way where I feel blocked up. And I had kind of the realization that it's time for you to, like, permanently now, Victor, put this behind you. Not that because you've risen above it and you're better, but because it's just no longer is relevant to who you are and what you are doing and what you're up to at this moment. So for a while, smoking weed was cool. I would enjoy it. It would make my physical body feel less achy. It would kind of put me in the moment and make me appreciative and help me, like, stop stressing about the small things. It would help me open up and have amazing conversation with people. But right now, it's not doing those things that once did. It's making me feel kind of anxious and just not my best. So that's sort of my experience with this. Maybe it's something completely different. Maybe it's a person you're around. You're realizing that, you know what, this person and I, we used to jive, we used to click, we used to really amplify each other, and we were once good for each other, but now I can't deny how I always feel when I go around them. And then it's up to you to sort of read that data and then make the adjustment. And in doing so, it's going to allow you to actually enjoy your new vibration. If we're constantly doing things that are interfering with it, then we experience not the potential of this vibration, but the interference of it. Like something's not right, that cut off period. So maybe it's time for you as well as me to get clean in your own individual way. Number 3, I wrote down slowing down and simplifying your life. This is kind of going along with the same theme of number 2. But it's interesting. As you expand your awareness, you become aware of all these different things you want to do in your life, these different connections you have. And that can breed a sort of impatience and an overzealousness as we try to do it all at once. So a lot of times life will make us feel overwhelmed and cut off. Not because what we're doing necessarily is bad and we need to get clean from it, but because we're doing it at the wrong time. We're doing too much at once. Our life has become overly complex to where we're draining our mental energy, and that is sort of taking us out of our vortex, out of our flow. So if this is you, you might just need to go through a bit of a reevaluation of your own life and your own activities and everything you do, and say, what is working now? What is really obviously in cahoots with me? And what could maybe be pushed aside into a later date or eliminated altogether because it's now seen as not really an accurate representation of who I know myself to be. I'll give an example. So for me, it's been Instagram. If you guys follow me, you might have known I've been kind of coming on for a few days and coming off. I see a potential with Instagram. I kind of like the vibe, and I'd like to participate in it. But I keep setting myself up into these unsustainable rhythms that my mind is setting for myself. Now it's becoming kind of a matter of stress. And it's not even something I like. I don't really like attention. So why I was getting on there and showing you guys what I'm eating that day is beyond me. But anyway, so it's like, that isn't bad, but that among many other things, combined with all the things I'm doing that are in harmony with me, it's just too much. I have to say, where do you really want to focus your energy that's the most efficient, that will allow you time for yourself, for your own happiness, for your own joy, so you can enjoy what you're doing instead of having to race around all the time because there's just so much on your plate. So that's kind of how it played out for me. That's my example. Maybe it's happening for you in some other way. Maybe there's something you're doing that really isn't something you genuinely want to be doing or need to be doing, only think you need to be doing it. And if that's the case, it's a simple matter of stepping back, which is what I did about 3 or 4 days ago, and looking around, and it'll stick out to you like a sore thumb. You eliminate it and you restore harmony, happiness, balance, etc. Number 4 is that there is a new path opening up for you on the horizon. All these things I've been speaking about are not suggestions of what you should do. I'm saying I bet you might find yourself already kind of doing this on your own, already evaluating your life and your behaviors, and we're always in our own way trying to find alignment. So what I'm saying is that as a result of this recalibration period, there is a rebirth taking place consequently. And you might find that a brand new life direction is emerging before you, over there, maybe a bit in the distance, on the horizon. And that's why you're going through all these shifts, all these adjustments that, no, they're not comfortable. No, it's not always easy, but there's this super awesome path that's waiting for you. It's calling for you. It's ready for you. It's literally waiting for you. You could do it today. But right now we're doing our best to sort everything out necessary so that we can not only go do that thing, but really live it, really experience it in its fullness and enjoy it and revel in it and do it to the best of our ability. And this new path might be the result of all the different insights you've been having over the last 6 weeks or so, where you're realizing like who you really are, what you really do want, what you actually don't want. And now there's this clarity and this brand new path opening up before you, and it's beautiful. It's going to be much more ideal for you, much more of a true representation of your actual authentic preferences, and therefore it's going to satisfy you at a level that is going to be mind-blowing. And number 5 is sort of just a summary. It's like I wrote down, getting ready to cross over. It's like for the longest time we've been, you know, in the dense forest, chopping our way through, randomly seeing little specks of light bleeding through the brush, and we'd follow that light, and we were like, again, sort of in this dark forest. And now we're getting towards like the outside of the forest. In fact, we've gotten out of the forest is behind us, and now we're standing at this river, and it's like, oh my goodness, there's only a little ways to go. There's a bridge right there. We could cross at any time. The sun is shining. This is everything you've been working for. Everything you wanted is right over there. But now it's like, all I know is the forest. That's what's familiar to me. You know, I've been enduring the forest life for a while, and I maybe have a couple of bad habits. Maybe I have a little bit of baggage that is just connected to me coping with this difficult transformation. And though the bridge is right there in plain sight and there's nothing obstructing it, I can walk over at any time, I need to kind of get myself in order. I'm getting ready to cross over the bridge. And that's what you're doing. You're going through a recalibration. You're going through a very necessary adjustment period so that you don't have to force yourself over that bridge. You get to walk gracefully and joyfully over that bridge into your new life, to your new frequency, to your new home. That will be everything you have ever imagined. But it's not always easy. It hasn't been easy for me. In fact, I tried shooting this video last Friday, but I was going through too as well in a recalibration period, and it just was not any good. I was not able to access my flow state that I normally can get into. But we're coming out of the recalibration. This new moon will mark, I believe, sort of a conclusion of this readjustment period, and we will find ourselves going forward, maybe in a new, more exciting direction, feeling our best, feeling like really, really good. So hang in there, keep doing your thing. There's beauty up on the horizon. Do what you need to do, make the adjustments you need to make, and then you'll have a lot to look forward to coming up here very soon, okay? So with that, I'm going to bounce. I hope you all have an amazing day. Hope you're all doing well. I wish you nothing but the best. I'm here for you as best I can. Sorry, I normally do 2 videos a week. I came out here, I tried like many times, and it just wasn't happening. But here I am today. I will see you guys very soon, later in the week most likely. All the best to you. Peace.